right, Tyson Fury says after his WWE debut, I think it's on Halloween in Saudi Arabia and the UK, that'll be on Sky Box Office versus Braun Strowman, that he could make his MMA debut this year. Let's talk about it. We back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. I'll link the Sky article interview they got in the description under article link, and he says that he reached out to Conor McGregor. McGregor said he can come over to Dublin and he will school him on MMA. Now, McGregor is coming back, I think, January 18th or something like that, to MMA. Yesterday, somebody threw like a shoe or a water bottle at him at the press conference or whatever it was. I don't know the backstory with that, but Tyson Fury said he comes from a long line of bare-knuckle fighting. Long story short, it's in his blood. He's open to do anything. He's open to do big things. And at the end of the day, I just sound like he don't want to fight Wilder. You know, he said in another article, Wilder jealous of him and all of that. And jealousy is a human trait, but at the end of the day, it's because Tyson Fury is white. Okay? That's just what it boiled down to. And ESPN is pushing him and Top Rank pushing him, and he getting all these opportunities because it's no white combat fighters. That's what make McGregor so unique. Like, McGregor is he talk like a black fighter. You know what I'm saying? He talking shit like a black fighter, and it sound good, but he white, and that drives people crazy because the obsolete top champions in boxing are gone. There's no more Gary Cooney's or there's no more Jack Dempsey's or Rocky Marciano's or, it's no more of those type of guys. It's always going to be black and Hispanic and Puerto Rican and you're going to have English fighters, but it's really no white champion. And it's really been the search for a really good top level white champion. And McGregor filled the much needed void in America. Now, McGregor, obviously he's an Irishman, but he's taught fluid English. You know what I'm saying? And that's what separates him. His fluid English and his swagger is like no other. So people people have been wanting that. And that's what makes UFC and MMA so cool, is that you don't just see black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, English. You see everybody. You see a lot of white faces in UFC. In Bellator, you see a ton of them. You see black faces, you see Mexican faces, but the white fighter is needed in American sports. Now, we may not find one that's American born. You might have Canadian ones. You might have some from the UK or whatever that situation may be. But the white fighter is much needed, and that's why Tyson Fury is in that algorithm, and he's blowing up really quickly. Because he's like the poor man's Conor McGregor, all right? He talk good shit, people can identify with him. He speaks fluid English, and he's embracing being in America. So at the end of the day, doors gonna be opened up, for him, because he's a rarity today. So it don't have nothing to do with what Wilder doing wrong or what Wilder doing right per se, which I think he is doing some things wrong, but we all do. But it has something to do that, there's supply and demand. There's a demand for a white combat fighter that got swagger and talk shit. And McGregor and Fury fill that void. So you're going to rise to the top quicker. And really, they don't have to be artificially pushed, as much as Vasily Lomachenko. McGregor at all. McGregor do his own pushing. McGregor can lose and still be loved, because he don't go into this abyss, or he don't go into this depression stage. He loses. He's at the Cowboy games throwing the football around. Don't matter. But people have been looking for a guy like Fury in boxing. And before this, people didn't know him because he was only being in the UK. And now people got a chance to see him on, Wilder on Showtime, and they seeing him on ESPN now. They see him on the NFL Network now. Now they see him on the WWE. It's simply supply and demand for Fury, because he's a white guy that speaks good, fluid English. But as far as him going to the MMA thing, I quite frankly, I don't understand how Wilder cannot contractually be obligated to fight. He can't fight past November. for, because that'd be breach of contract for the Fury fight. But how can Fury do WWE? How can Fury do MMA at the end of the year when Wilder couldn't even push the Luis Ortiz fight to December because of the contracts? And at the end of the day, I blame Wilder team for this, man. I do. I blame Wilder team for this, for giving Tyson Fury all this leverage, for signing to fight Fury beforehand. When Fury didn't want to fight, you knew Fury signed the top rank because Deontay Wilder fight, and Bob Arum wanted a piece of that. I wouldn't have fought him. I would have fought him on my time. I'd have made him wait. You know what I'm saying? But Wilder just wanted to get his get back, but it wouldn't have had to been no get back if he would have did what he supposed to do and knock out Tyson Fury. So he to blame for this, really, and his team. They shouldn't be, Fury shouldn't be allowed to be fighting, the MMA thing. The WWE thing, I get it. Okay? I get it. But to do MMA, they should be like, that's a breach of contract. But it just seemed like Wilder, they just don't care about Wilder. They didn't try to put Wilder in position to be on WWE to promote the Luis Ortiz fight. I seen one Wilder Ortiz commercial during the Lions game just now. Fury just got a better team around him, it seemed like. And they willing to push him more than they pushing Wilder. When people say, well, they don't promote Crawford like Lomachenko. They don't promote Wilder, Errol Spence, none of them dudes like that. Fury ain't got no fight coming up. He get promoted on Fox, WWE. He been NFL Network. He be on ESPN First Take. They be pushing his pictures and stuff. But hey, man, it'd be interesting to see him in the octagon. It'll be versus a lower opponent. I'll tell you that. They ain't gonna put him in there with no DC and no Stipe. It'll be an lower opponent, but he might do well in there. He probably he probably be the tallest guy in there and probably the most coordinated guy. The blocks, the kicks, the takedowns is what he gonna have to master. The wrestling takes a lot out of you. That's a different animal. Like when McGregor came into the boxing ring and the conditioning was a little different. Well, the conditioning is different in UFC too, especially if you grapple and you wrestle. That takes a lot of stamina and it takes a lot of will. But if Fury can stay on this ground game, learn how to avoid and block kicks and not get taken to the ground, he should be all right. But it is some boxers that have wrestling backgrounds. Kermit Cintron is one. Terrence Crawford is one. You know what I'm saying? I think Regis Progress do a little bit of other mixed martial arts as well too. So, it is some fighters that do that, but power to him. His team set him up to be in position to do things like this, man, and be promoted and make money outside of boxing. So you can't knock it, man. You can't even hate on him, man. You gotta just respect it. He came in America and he living the American dream right now. But it'd be interesting to see him training for MMA. I think he'd do well in there. Long, coordinated. The wrestling would be kind of hard, but McGregor ain't pretty much the ground guy. But maybe they can help him, stay off the ground and do some counters to all that. But Fury, this is the retirement year for Fury. Fury made a ton of money. Fury made a ton of money. Fury is going to be able to retire off this year, and Deontay Wilder fight is just going to be icing on this cake, man. And you got to respect that, man. He made like 12, 13, 14, $15 million a piece between his last two fights. He going to make 15 according to him to WWE. So that's $45 million right there. He made MMA. He going to make a couple more million doing that. He practically retired off the year 2019. Going into 2020, whatever you make versus the Wilder, 10, 15, $20 million, he ain't going to never have to fight again if he able to balance that checkbook the right way. But it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, McGregor supposed to be coming back next year. That proper whiskey, it's selling probably, but guess what? At the same time, he got 3 legal cases going on right now. He been getting in trouble, and when your primary source of income ain't coming in, he need money. It was just a matter of time before he came back. You know what I'm saying? He need the money. But hey, I linked the Sky article in the description, in description on the article link. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you got business question, inquiry, response, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate the love, support. Want to make a donation? That link's description. Best way to donate is to share the video. And yeah, let me know what you think about Tyson Fury going into the octagon. Do you think it'll be good for him? Do you think it's a bad idea? Or are you just going to wait and see and be neutral? Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time we gone.